World War I, a conflict that reshaped the world and introduced new forms of warfare. A new kind of war, where technology and tactics evolved rapidly, changing the face of battle forever. A new kind of hero emerged from the chaos. Brave men who took to the skies in fragile machines. The skies belonged to pilots like none seen before, and none more feared than the Red Baron. Manfred von Richthofen, a name that struck terror into the hearts of his enemies. His name whispered with fear, his red plane a crimson omen of death from above. 80 victories, each one a testament to his skill and ruthlessness, the top ace of the Great War. This is his story, a tale of bravery, strategy, and unparalleled aerial combat. Even today, the Red Baron's name resonates, a symbol of aerial prowess and military excellence. But who was he, really? Beyond the legend, who was the man behind the myth? What made him such a formidable opponent? Was it his training, his instincts, or something more? And how did a Prussian aristocrat become a legend of the skies? His journey from nobility to aviation icon is a story worth exploring. The answers, like the man himself, are complex and fascinating. They reveal a blend of skill, strategy, and sheer willpower. To understand the Red Baron, we must journey back to a time when aerial combat was in its infancy, and knights of the sky dueled with machine guns and nerve. It was an era of innovation and bravery, where the skies became the new battlefield. Manfred von Richthofen wasn't born to be a pilot. In fact, his early life gave no indication of the legendary status he would one day achieve in the skies. Born into a family with a long military tradition, he was expected to follow in his father's footsteps as a cavalryman. The von Richthofen family had a storied history of service, and young Manfred was groomed for a life on horseback. World War I changed everything. The conflict, which engulfed Europe, demanded new strategies and technologies. The Great War was a bloody stalemate. Soldiers huddled in trenches, facing the constant threat of artillery and gas attacks. Trenches scarred the landscape, and new technologies like machine guns made traditional warfare a meat grinder. The old ways of fighting were rendered obsolete by the brutal efficiency of modern weaponry. Airplanes, once novelties, became weapons of war. These fragile machines made of wood and fabric took to the skies to gain a new vantage point over the battlefield. Von Richthofen, initially bored with reconnaissance duty, found his calling in the skies. The thrill of flight and the challenge of aerial combat ignited a passion within him. He transferred to the nascent German air service. This decision marked the beginning of his transformation from a cavalryman to an aviator. There, his natural talent as a pilot blossomed, honed by rigorous training and a fierce desire to excel. He embraced the new technology and quickly adapted to the demands of aerial warfare. He quickly rose through the ranks, destined for greatness. His skill, bravery, and leadership earned him numerous accolades, and he became a symbol of aerial prowess during the war. The early days of aerial combat were chaotic. Pilots relied on instinct and improvisation as much as skill. Von Richthofen, however, possessed a keen tactical mind. He studied his opponents, analyzing their strengths and weaknesses. He developed a set of rules for aerial combat, emphasizing teamwork, discipline, and above all, aggression. He believed in getting the first shot, exploiting his enemy's vulnerabilities, and never letting up the pressure. His tactics, revolutionary for their time, became the foundation of modern air combat. Von Richthofen's successes did not go unnoticed. He was assigned command of Jagdgeschwader 1, a unit of elite German fighter pilots better known as the Flying Circus. They were known for their brightly colored planes, a tactic designed to intimidate their enemies and boost morale. The Flying Circus, led by the Red Baron in his distinctive red Fokker triplane, became a symbol of German air power. Their exploits, real and exaggerated, spread through the trenches and newspapers alike. Von Richthofen's personal score of aerial victories continued to climb, cementing his legend. Despite his fearsome reputation, Manfred von Richthofen was a complex individual, a man whose life was filled with paradoxes and depth. He was known to be a courteous and chivalrous opponent, often praising the skill of pilots he shot down, showing respect even in the heat of battle. He wrote letters and poems, revealing a thoughtful and introspective side that many would not expect from a feared fighter pilot. His writings give us a glimpse into his inner world, filled with reflections on life and war. He was also a product of his time, a Prussian aristocrat who believed in duty and honor, values that were deeply ingrained in him from a young age. He saw himself as a warrior, fighting for his country in a new kind of war, one that was fought in the skies with unprecedented technology and tactics. He was a man of contradictions, a deadly warrior with a poet's soul, forever etched in history as the Red Baron. His legacy is a blend of valor and vulnerability, making him a fascinating figure to this day. The Red Baron's life was cut short in 1918. He was shot down over France under circumstances that remain debated to this day. His death, however, did little to diminish his legend. Manfred von Richthofen, the Red Baron, remains an enduring icon of the First World War. He was a skilled pilot and tactician who helped shape the future of aerial combat. He was a complex figure, a product of his time, whose story continues to fascinate and inspire. The Red Baron, forever a legend of the skies.